lawyer makes a mistake that leads to me getting 24-hour calls on my phone from random people, so I do the same to him. He apologized and said that he ran a very small immigration law firm and that his legal assistant had quit, and it was her that made the phone number correction on the card and he was far too busy to remember to make the correction every time he handed out his cards. He asked if I could just give the person calling the correct number. I told him that was almost impossible because 99% of his clients didn't speak English, to which he replied with "try your best" and hung up. This really frustrated me, but what could I do? For the next few months, I tried my best to correct people, but very few understood me and would repeatedly call me after I hung up on them. Then, one day, I was at the mall with friends. A lady at one of those kiosks asked if I'd like to enter a contest to win a trip to Florida or Mexico. My friend was like, "Don't. It's a timeshare scam and as soon as they get your number, they constantly call you with you want a free trip that you have to pay fees for." That's when I had a great thought of how to get my petty revenge. I entered Colin W. into the contest. In fact, there were multiple contests at the mall I entered him into, from trips to free gym memberships to even gift cards. Side note, I've been receiving calls for this guy for almost a year. Besides his name and number, I looked up his law firm address and email online. Because he wouldn't take my call of me complaining, I had emailed him to get new cards and even wrote a snail mail letter to get him to fix his cards. I had a lot of downtime at work, so I started to enter him into contests online, usually 5 to 15 in a day. I did this 5 days a week when I was at work, and anytime I was out shopping, for about 8 months. I would have continued longer, but at about the 8 months mark, I stopped getting calls for Colin W. Around a week after that, I looked him up online, and he had changed his cell phone number.